Jai Hind students, today we are going to discuss Part B Microeconomics Unit 6 Producer Behavior and Supply Cost, Short-Run Cost, Total Cost, Fixed Cost, Total Variable Cost, Total Average Cost and Average Fixed Cost, Average Variable Cost and Marginal Cost, Meaning and relationship, Revenue, Total average and marginal revenue, meaning and their relations. It's part 3 video. Let's see. So let's see what's cost, meaning of cost. Cost is the summation of all expenditure which is related to conversion of raw material into finished goods. So when what and all spendings we are making for the conversion of raw materials into finished goods, that is known as what a cost. So what and all things we have to purchase may include this cost. So it may be in the form of the spendings in the form of land. So if we have hired some land, so we have to pay rent, so that's cost. And if we have hired some capital or introduced some capital, we have to pay some rent for that, so that's also the cost. So what and all things, that is labor, what we spend for labor, so that is also as a salary, so that's also the cost. So it has been divided into two: explicit cost and implicit cost. So there are two divisions that we come under. This is explicit cost and implicit cost. By adding these two, we will be getting the cost. Cost includes all expenditure on inputs, that is explicit cost and implicit cost. The implicit cost is the imputed value of the input supplied by the owners. So what and all the owner has by his own, that is if he has his land, he will be introducing that land for this cultivation or for production and all, and so he may not have to pay rent for that land. So that is known as what implicit cost. So what and all that a owner has by his own, he have not to pay any cost for that. So that is implicit cost, which is inside his own what consideration. And explicit cost means what sometimes he may have to hire something for the production. So that is what he spends for that purpose. It is known as what explicit cost. Hope you understood. So explicit cost, what is that? It is the actual money expenditure on inputs or payments made to outside for hiring their factor services. So that is known as explicit cost. So what and all expenditure he is spending or payment is given for outside hiring purposes. So that is known as what explicit cost. It involves actual money payment on buying and hiring inputs. So it's actual money payment on buying and hiring inputs. So wages paid to employees, it may be examples may be wages paid to the employees, rent paid for hired land, and purchase of raw materials, insurance premium, etc. So a firm is giving some rupee to the outsider, so that is known as what explicit cost. So next is implicit cost. Implicit cost means it is the estimated value of input supplied by the owner, including normal profit, so or cost of a self supplied factors. So if I had told you earlier, if a person has his own land or his own machinery, he has to pay no cost for them, because he has already having that with him. So he have to pay nothing. So next, that cost or the profit that he is getting from that, it is known as what implicit cost. Okay, so payment, it involved input value of factor owned by the firm. There is no money involved. So the factor which he is being owned, so he has to pay no money for that. So that's known as implicit cost. For example, it's interest on capital, rent of own land, salary for the services of entrepreneur, etc. So salary for the service of entrepreneur means sometimes he may also come for the job, or he may also help the laborer, so it may reduce one labor's charge, so that is also may be considered as implicit cost. So just see this, it's a firm firm is giving nothing to the insider, so who is cultivating his own crop, so he will not be what given any charges, so that is known as implicit cost. Types of cost, there are, it has been classified into three costs: explicit cost, implicit cost, and any other cost may also come. So if implicit cost is divided into how many costs, we can say that it's total cost, average cost, and marginal cost. Likewise, you had studied for this total product, average product, and marginal product. The cost also been divided into three: total cost, average cost, and marginal cost. Then the total cost has been divided into two: the cost paid for the variable factor, that's a total variable cost, the cost paid for the fixed factor, that's total fixed cost. So next, average cost, the cost the averages that we get from this cost variable factor cost is known as this average variable cost, and the cost that we get from the averages that we get from the spendings of fixed cost, that is known as average fixed cost. So it has been classified like this. So this explicit cost, the division as and all you have to study. Next concept is relationship between TVC, TFC and TC. Meaning TFC, that's total fixed cost, it refers to those costs which does not vary directly with level of output. Such cost will remain constant at each level of output. So as you know that fixed cost means if we are taking a particular land and we are giving the a particular rent for that, so it's cost that has been spent by a producer, so it will not change. Every month he have to pay the same rent for the this owner, so that's a total fixed cost. So total variable cost is, it refers to those costs which can be changed with the change in level of output. Such costs vary directly with the level of output. So that's variable cost means some cost has to be paid for the variable things, like the cost for this capital, or some this labors introduced, so it may be varying. So it's one or two laborers may come newly, so it may be the variable cost, that it refers to those costs which can be changed with the change in the level of output. So if you want higher output, so you have to employ more laborers, so like that it is known as what a total variable cost. Hope you understand. Next is total cost. Total cost, it refers to the total expenditure incurred by a firm on factors of production required for the production of a commodity. So it may be the cost spent as total, that is it may be the cost spent for the fixed cost plus total variable cost. So what and all we are spending for the production purposes, that is known as what a cost, and the spending that is expenditure that we are giving, or payment that we are giving for both, that is variable cost and fixed cost, may be taken as total cost. So that's it refers to the expenditure incurred by a firm on factors of production required for the production of a commodity, that comes under total cost. So just see a schedule here. Output is given as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you know that total fixed cost, that it will be constant. So as we are giving the same rent for land, as you know. So if 12, 12, 12, 12 is the total fixed cost. Total variable cost, for example, you think that 0 is, as there is no variables in, there is no output given. So it's a variable cost, the cost spent may be also 0. So 1, here 6, so it's 10, 15, 25, 24, 36. So this is the what a schedule for explaining this other thing, that is total cost. So how will you come to know this, that is it is total cost? By adding these two you will be getting total cost. So you know that by adding 12 plus 0 is 12. The cost spent for the one additional output, it's 12 plus 6 it's 18, 12 plus 10 it's 22, 12 plus 15 it's for the 3 output, so it's 27. So it's a 12 plus 24. Next it's a what is that 36. So next it's a 36. So here we can again for fifth output we will be getting 48. So hope you understood this schedule. So on the basis of this schedule you will be drawing a that diagram. So that is you just draw by your own and just see the what relationships. So this is a diagram showing the relationship. You have to plot the diagram and you have to draw it and just see how it's made. So you have to just mention output in x-axis, and y-axis you have to mention TFC, TC and TVC. Then you have to draw this curve. Then you have to explain or plot by each and every point that is respectively to this output. You have to plot the TVC column, TFC column and TC column. So just see the explanation. So first explanation is, in above diagram TC stands for total cost curve and TVC stands for total variable cost curve and TC stands for total cost curve, as you know that. Next as you know that TFC will be always constant and the other two curves may be rising. In the above diagram, TC stands for total cost curve, TVC stands for total variable cost curve and TFC stands for total fixed cost curve. TFC is horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis because it will remain same at each level. TVC curve is always starts from the origin because if there is no production of level of output, as a result no cost is expended. So if there is no production, you know that there is no cost is spent. So that is it's a TVC is always starting from 0, and we can say that TC curve never starts from the origin because TC is summation of TVC and TFC. As we know that TFC will not be 0, TC also never be 0. So TFC we know that total fixed cost, we have to pay something for the fixed cost, fixed product. So that is known as TFC. So it will not be 0. Next relation is TC and TVC curve are inversely S-shaped because they rise initially at a decreasing rate, then at a constant rate, and finally at an increasing rate. The reason behind their shape is the law of variable proportion. So you can just see the table and also you can see the graph. You can see that it is inversely S-shaped. So what is the reason behind that? Because it applies the law of variable proportion. So it's a main reason. So next relation is, at 0 level of output TC is equal to TFC because there is no variable cost at 0 level of output. So TC and TFC curve starts from the same point above origin. Next is TC and TVC curve are parallel to each other and the vertical distance between them remains the same at all level of output because the gap between them represents TFC. So which remains constant at all the levels of output. And you can just see the table. By adding the same TFC, the TC curve has been represented and you can say that it is constant. So it may be just same as TVC curve. TC will be above the TFC curve. So say same direction and the same curve will be shown there. So next is the vertical distance between TFC curve and TC curve is equal to TVC curve as TVC rises with the increases in output, and the distance between TFC and TC curve also goes on increasing. So that is the relation. The vertical distance between TFC curve and TC curve is equal to TVC curve. So it will be equal, as I told you, as TVC rises with increasing in output, the distance between TFC and TC and TC curve always goes increasing. So it may be same, as you know what's the reason behind that. Just see the formula. How will you calculate this cost? So TC is calculated by TVC plus TFC. TVC equal to TC, as you know, TC minus TFC. TFC is equal to, again it may be also find by TC minus CVC, and AC equal to TVC plus AFC, and AVC equal to TC minus TC, subtracting TC, AC minus AC minus AFC, AFC equal to AC minus AVC, AC equal to TC by Q, and then eighth one, AVC equal to AVC equal to TVC by Q. It's TVC by Q. And 10th one, TC equal to AC into Q. Here TVC equal to, again found by AVC into Q, and TFC is equal to AFC into Q. These are certain formulas in the tabular findings you have to do. See certain numericals in the question. Sometimes it may be given, calculate TFC, TVC, ATC. That is ATC means AC. Okay. ABC and AFC and MC from the following data. Sometimes the question will be already written as output 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and TC equal to 60, 80, 100, 111. So you can 116 and 130, 150. So as you know that TFC plus TC will be this 60 TC. Okay, so you know that it is TFC will be you know that the TFC will be always starting from the constant, right? That is TVC will be 0, you know. So it will be 60 plus this 0. TVC, you know that as no output is generated, no cost will be given for the variable factor. So it will be 0. So as you know, 0 plus this 60 will be the TFC. So it will be constant to all. So you can just put 60 to all. Then you can just see next column is to be found is what the TVC column. So how will you find? By subtracting these two you will be getting, that is TC minus TFC, you will be getting the TVC column. Okay, TC minus TFC, you will be getting the TC column. So it's a 0. Then subtracting these two, 20. Then subtracting these two, 40. Then subtracting these two, you will be getting 51. Then here subtracting these two, you will be getting 56. Then subtracting these two, you will be get 70. And subtracting these two, you will be getting 90. So hope you understood the steps. Next you have to find AC. So how will you find AC? AC equal to TC by Q. So TC is given here 60. 60 divided by 0. So it's a dash. No answer can be determined. Then you can put 80. Then you can put 50. Then you can put this 37. Then you can put 29. Then 130 divided by 5, it's 26. 150 divided by 6, it's 25. So this is the answer for AC. Next you are going to find it AFC. How will you find AFC? AFC formula, you know that TFC divided by Q, that is output. So TFC divided by output is the answer. So TFC divided by Q. So that's how will you find a 60 divided by 0. So it's not determined. You can put just a dash. Then 60 divided by 1, you can put 60. Then 60 divided by 2, you can put 30. Then 111 divided by 3, you can put 20. Then 116 divided by 4, 15. Then 12. Then next is 10. So hope you understood how will you find the AFC. So next you will be finding the next column is what will you find, you know that you will be finding AVC. So how will you find AVC? AVC equal to TVC divided by Q. So or it may be AVC equal to AC minus AFC. So hope you understood. So just find this AVC is given here. You can just divide it by 0. First it's just what not determined, or you can put 0. Okay. So it's not determined dash, then 20, then you will be getting 20, then again you will be getting 70, then 14, then 14, then 15. Hope you understood the ABC problem. So next column is MC. You have to find a MC. So what is MC? You know the delta TC. Change in TC by change in Q. That is change in output by change in TC. So that's MC, or otherwise you can say just say the difference of TVC. It's a difference of TVC. It's a MC. Okay. So first you can just find it's a 20. Okay. So from this TVC also you can find so you can find 20, then again 11, then again 5, then again 14, then again 20. Okay, hope you understood. So by this TC also you can find or by you can just divide subtracting these two TVC also you find the answer. So hope you understood. So if you have any doubt, ask me. Question given below is the cost schedule of firm. It's AFC is 20, and this when it produces 3 units. So when it produces 3 units, you have to directly put the 20 here, and the question it is given. So next you have question is calculate AC, AFC, TC, TVC and TFC and MC. So how will you calculate it? So first you have to find TFC. So what is TFC? So how will you find the TFC? TFC you can find by TFC is equal to AFC into Q. So by multiplying both you will be getting, that is AFC and Q, you will be getting the answer. So first you will be multiplying 20 into 3, then you will be getting 60. 60, you know that TFC is constant to all, so you can put directly 60 to all TFCs. Okay, then next you will be finding, you can just fill up this AFC. So how will you fill AFC? AFC is equal to TFC by Q. So first TFC 60 by 1, 60, 60 by 2, 30, and 60 by 2, 3 is 20. So next AC. How will you find AC? AC can be found by AC equal to AVC plus AFC. So it's you can add both and find 60 plus 30 90, 28 plus 30 it's 58, 32 plus 20 it's 52. Hope you understood. Next you will have to find a TVC. TVC, how will you find a TVC? TVC equal to AVC into Q. So AVC into Q, we can get a TVC. So what's that? 30. Then it's 56. Then it's 96. So hope you understood. Next it has TC. So how will you find a TC? TC equal to AC into Q. So AC is given, or it may be written as AC plus AVC plus AFC. So AVC plus AFC. So both ways you can find. So we can find 60 plus 30, 90. 56 plus 60 is equal to 116. Then 60 plus 96 equal to 156. So next you have to find EMC. So either subtract TVC or the current value and previous value, or you can subtract TC, the current value and previous value. So both are same. So TVCN minus TVCN minus 1, that is current value. N is, what is the 30? 30 that is 50. 30 minus previous value you don't know, so you have to put dash. Then 56 minus 30, 26. Then 96 minus 56 is 40. So next another question is given. So try to do this question as homework. So you will be doing the homework, I think. Relationship between curves. The relationship between AC and AFC. The difference between AC and AFC shows AVC. As per the formula, you know that the difference between AC and AFC, you get a AVC curve. Then we know that AVC is U-shaped. So AVC is U-shaped. That is, in the beginning it falls. In the beginning it falls and reaches the minimum point. It starts to rise. So after getting its minimum point, it starts to rise. So till AVC falls, AC and AFC comes nearer. So till AVC falls, you can see that AC and AVC, AC and AFC curve comes nearer. And but when AVC starts rising, the distance between AC and AFC goes on increasing. So you can see that when AVC starts rising, the distance between both curves goes on rising. You can see the distance becomes larger. That is, AFC and AC curves distance becomes larger. Here it's smaller. So it's when it starts, AVC curve starts rising, the distance between AC and AFC widens. So that is shown in this graph. Next relation is relationship between AC and AVC. The difference between AC and AVC shows AFC. So as output increases, the distance between AC and AVC curves goes on decreasing, but they never meet each other. So the reason is simple, that as output increases, AFC goes on decreasing, but it never becomes zero. So as output increases, AFC goes on decreasing but never becomes zero. This curve, you can see, as output increases, the AFC curve becomes decreasing, going on decreasing, comes decreasing, and it then starts rising. So when the output increases, AFC curve goes on decreasing. That is, average fixed cost that we have been spending goes on decreasing. Relationship between AC and MC diagram. It shows the relationship between both, and you can see that first relation is in the above diagram. MC, you can see both are U-shaped, and you can see that MC is cutting from the below the AC curve. So in the above diagram, MC stands for marginal cost, and this AC stands for average cost. So you can see that both are having the same relation here, and you can see both curves, both the AC and MC are in U-shaped due to law of variable proportion. So due to law of variable proportion, it is becoming U-shaped. When MC is less than AC, AC falls with increase in output. So you can find that when AC, you know that when AC TC is increasing, that is TC is always depending upon the total product. So how the total product increases, the total cost that has been spent by the producer also increases. Then also we can see that the each cost that have been spent for the new productions. So you can see the average cost will fall in increase in output. So you know that each and every production that is going on, the average cost that is going on, it may be at first it may be at a increasing rate, then it is going on decreasing. So we can say that as increase in the this total production, the total cost spent may also increase, so at a certain level, then afterwards it starts falling. So you can see that, so as a result marginal cost also falls. Then after, when the production is becoming less, the total cost spent may also be decreasing. So then as a result, it may affect the average cost also, it may also decrease. Then it may also result in marginal cost also. So marginal cost may also uh, will be decreasing. By seeing the profit only, a producer will think of spending more. So if he is not getting the profits than the previous production, his cost that he will be spending will also be decreasing. Then as a result, you can see that when MC is less than, then MC will also become less than AC. Okay, so AC falls with the increase in output. So AC will, so next relation is when MC equal to AC, MC curve intersect to the AC curve from its minimum point. So you have seen the curve, it is cutting from the below point. So it's cutting from downwards. The MC curve first falls, then it cuts AC. So when MC is greater than AC, so when MC curve goes up than AC curve, AC rises with increase in output. So average cost, then they will think of increase in average cost. As the production is going on down, you can know that AC, that is average, the cost spent may be increased, more laborers may be introduced, and as a result AC will be rising, and it will increase the output. Next is thereafter both AC and MC rises, but MC increases at a faster rate as compared to AC. As a result, MC curve is steeper as compared to the AC curve. So you can say that thereafter both AC and MC rises, and mm, uh, but MC increases at a faster rate. MC is increasing at a faster rate as compared to AC. As a result, MC curve is steeper as compared to AC curve. So MC curve is becoming steeper as compared to AC curve. It may be reflecting as per the total production, or we can say that law of variable proportion, how it operates. It may be reflecting in the cost spent, and it may be reflecting in each stages of cost spent. So first, next we are going to discuss revenue. The amount of money that a producer receives in exchange for the sale proceeds is known as revenue. If a firm gets 10,000 from sale of 100 pence, then the amount of 10,000 is known as revenue. So revenue means whatever a producer sells, what return he gets from the selling of the product, it is known as revenue. So revenue has been classified into three, that is total revenue, marginal revenue, and average revenue. So hope you understood. So total revenue, it refers to the total receipts from the sale of a given quantity of commodity, that is known as what? Total revenue. What he receives after selling a particular commodity, so that is known, particular quantity of the commodity, so that is known as what? Total revenue. So how will we calculate total revenue? TR equal to price into quantity, or TR equal to total of what? Marginal revenue, or TR equal to AR into Q, quantity. So that is known as what? A total revenue. Average revenue, it refers to the revenue per unit of output sold. So per unit of output he is selling, how much he return he is getting, that is known as what? Average revenue. Average revenue is equal to, we can tell that price. So price, for a particular price what he is selling, so that is known as what? Average revenue. So what he is getting back, so as we know that that may be the price of the commodity, so that is known as what? A price of each commodity that we are selling. So if we are selling one pen, so for example it's rupees is 10, so we are getting the price that is being introduced in the market, so we are getting the price, so that is known as what? Average revenue. So average revenue is equal to, also said as, price. Next, marginal revenue. It refers to the additional revenue generated from sale of an individual additional unit of output. So what we are selling additionally, that is known as what? The additional, what we are selling additionally and what we are getting in return of that, that is as revenue, that is known as what? A marginal revenue. So what is the formula for that? That is the current total revenue minus the previous total revenue, that is TRN minus TRN minus 1. So what is the formula? Another formula we can say that MR equal to delta TR by delta Q. So MR is equal to difference of TR. So these are certain formulas of marginal revenue. So relationship between revenue concept. So there are two markets, several market forms that you will be studying in the last chapter, that is forms of market. So just listen that perfect competition market is there. Here the price is always constant. Constant means it is determined by either the market, that is the as per the selling of the goods, the government decision is on the basis of the price. Okay, so what price for? So next is when price falls with a rise in output. So that's known as what? A imperfect market. So there is no price decision. So that is no there. It is known as what? Imperfect market. So we will be studying what happens if price is constant. That is AR is constant, and if price is not constant, etc. goes on diminishing. So that conditions, certain conditions are there that we are going to be studying. So when price remains constant, output for example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's increasing and price is constant. For 10 rupees itself is there in the market per unit. So what is the total revenue that we are received is 1 into 10. So it's 10. 2 into 10 it's 20. 3 into 4, 2 into 10 it's a 30. 4 into 10 it's 40. 5 into 10 it's equal to 50. So here we can say that average revenue and marginal revenue we had studied, both are same, both are equal. So the same value can be written as average revenue. Okay, so 10, 10, 10, 10 itself. So here how will we find the MR? MR is subtracting the two values, that is current and the previous. So if output is 0, the previous revenue will be also 0. Okay, so that is we will assume that previous revenue is 0. So first answer MR will be 10. Here current and the previous subtracting, we will be getting 10. So like that the change is 10. So the MR is also be 10 always. So this is the condition where price is constant. So what is the condition? AR is equal to MR is equal to price is the schedule showing. So that is the condition. So just see the graph here. All the revenues are plotted in y-axis and output is plotted on x-axis, and you can see that TR is starting from this point 0 and it is increasing and increasing total revenue, and you can just plot that MR is equal to AR is equal to price. So that is the condition of, that is it is constant 10 only. So it's a what is the condition? It is parallel to x-axis. So MR is equal to AR is equal to price. So this is the condition where perfect competition operates. Okay, so in detail we will be studying in the last chapter. So second condition is where price falls with the rise in output. So what is the condition? When the output rises, the price falls. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So just assume like that and just plot like that your values. Price is diminishing, and what is the total revenue that we are getting? It is increasing. Okay, so first it is 10, then it's 18, then it's 24, then it's 28, then it's 30. So that, as you know that when price decreases, the demand will be increasing. So as price decreases, demand will be increasing. So what in return we are getting the total revenue, it will also be increasing. So what is the condition? The TR is going on increasing. So 10, 18, 24, 28, 30. So that is the logic behind that. And we can say that the difference between, that is, as you know that price will be always equal to AR, then the same is the condition here. The AR is stated as 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and the difference between the two is also, we can say that the return, we are marginal return from each is going on diminishing. The marginal return is going on diminishing. That is marginal revenue. That is 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. So the return as such, we will be seeing the previous one and the present one, it will be going on diminishing. Hope you understood. Return we are getting means what? Profit we are getting. So profit, as you know that the cost that we have spent will not be equal to what the revenue that we are getting. So it will be going on diminishing. Okay, so what are the price? As per the price in the economy, the return will not be same. As the price is going on decreasing, what is the condition? Cost that we are spending will not change, and also the revenue will be as price decreases, revenue will be decreasing. So price decreasing means what we are getting in return will be less. So it's going on decreasing. So MR is going on decreasing. I think you understood. So just see the graph. The revenue is in the y-axis and output is on the x-axis. So after certain level, you can see that after 2 it may be going on diminishing, and it will reach 0 and it will be negative. So we can say that in this condition, the when price decreases, the marginal revenue will be decreasing and decreasing, and it will be reaching 0 and negative. So average revenue, it will fall simultaneously, but not at the same rate of marginal revenue. It will be falling. So at, only that much we can say from the graph. Next we are going to see the relationship between TR and MR. So as the output increases, marginal revenue becomes negative, and total revenue we are getting, we can see that at first it increases, then becomes constant, then starts diminishing. The same as it's applying the law of variable proportion, the same condition will reflect in the this curve, that is TR is diminishing, and this it is decreasing to and going on downwards. That is becoming negative MR curve. So next, break even point. So meaning, what is the meaning of this break even point? Means it is the point where the total revenue is equal to the total cost. So at BEP, that is break even point, firm is able to meet all its cost. This is situation where there is no profit, no loss. So here break even point is equal to TR equal to, that is total revenue is equal to total cost. So what we have, we are spending, that is cost, in return the same cost we are getting, so as a total revenue. So it is equal to TR is equal to T. So this is the curve showing the abnormal profit situation, abnormal loss situation. So here it is the equilibrium point where TR is equal to total revenue is equal to total cost. Again you can see this shaded portion. So always this TC will be above this O, that is 0. So why it is so? Because we had studied earlier that a total variable cost we are paying it. So if the total fixed cost is 60 or something, so the total cost that will be in addition to that, that will be seen always above this zero. So it is starting from this point, so it's above zero. So here you can see that zero, for TR is starting from 0 and is going upward, and you can see these two lines intersect at point E. So this is the equilibrium point, and you can see that this TC is above this TR. So here the total cost we have spent is always higher than the total revenue we are getting. So we are in the situation of abnormal loss. You can see this shaded portion here. TR is above the total revenue that we are getting, it's above the total cost. So we are in the situation of abnormal profit, and we will be always getting profit from the situation. So this is an abnormal profit situation. So always profit, it is not what practical. So the equilibrium point that we are getting, that is total revenue is equal to total cost, it is most important in the market situation. So what neither loss nor the profit situation. So that is the equilibrium situation. So hope you understood. So in this chapter only this much is to be studied, and the portions has been deleted, and also only this much has are included in your syllabus. So hope you understood. Thank you.